Beautiful women's lives and whereabouts are always under surveillance. People are obsessed with knowing what you're doing, who's in your bed, what you eat, where you're going, and just your day-to-day routine. And in this video, I'm specifically going to be talking about the men because I myself have experienced men being extremely creepy with me, overstepping boundaries, and wanting a peer into my life that they have not earned or deserve. And it's been very violating.
I don't want to change my everyday routine, but I might really just start having to. I live in Henderson, if you know. It's a really nice city in Las Vegas. Very, very nice. I love it over here. I've been over here for a couple years. But I just have the weirdest male neighbors. And I'm starting to feel like I need to switch up my routine because some of my neighbors have learned and figured out my routine, where I park, when I leave out, when I come home. One even asked me if I was a dancer. Weird. But there's one that has a camera and he knows when I'm coming and going every single day. And yes, there's other ways for me to go, but the way that I enter into my building, it's just the easiest way for me. It's comfortable. I just like going that way. But I'm just starting to get irritated because this neighbor, one of the weird neighbors, he just has his camera and he sees me coming and going all the time. And it's like, one time he had asked me, like, when I get home late at night, like, let him know so he can walk me up to my apartment door. That's not happening. Why would I need you to walk me to my apartment door? Why are you watching me? Why are you watching me? I'm just like, I might just have to change my routine, park my car somewhere else because I know all of a sudden I'm having car problems. My neighbors leave plants on my car, flowers on my car. I'm just like, maybe I need to move. And I forgot to mention another creepy neighbor. I was leaving out and he asked me, where are you going? And what pissed me off was I answered him. Then it dawned on me, like, who the is this guy? Like, why are you asking me where I'm going? Who are you? And I also forgot, one of them was like, oh yeah, you buy a lot of takeout. I see you buy a lot of takeout. Like, do you ever cook? Why are you watching me that hard? And then he was like, oh yeah, like you never, people see you and they don't ever see that you have a man with you. And so they think that you're a single woman. First off, you don't know who's coming over here at night where your camera doesn't catch it. Who the are these people?
I think this girl's video is just a very loud anecdote of what a lot of women have experienced being beautiful, having probably a really nice body, and maybe having a personal life that other people don't understand. You will become a subject of their obsession. To me, when she says that she has a routine where she leaves late at night and comes home, in the wee hours of the morning, it sounds like she's a spicy dancer. And, we're not judging her. Who knows what she does? But clearly she has a nightlife job. Maybe she's a bottle girl. We don't know. But she clearly has a nighttime shift that she goes to do and comes home at odd hours of the night. She could be a night nurse. You know what I'm saying? She could be working the graveyard shift at the hospital. We don't know this woman's life. And I say this to say, men will take it upon themselves to let their fantasies control how they behave with women who they are attracted to. And lust is a hell of a thing, because lust will have men create stories and scenarios in their mind when they're immature. Okay, we're talking about emotionally stunted, immature, sexually deviant men. Okay, men who are lustful create fantasies in their mind about women who have never even spoken a word to them or have maybe said it only maybe 2 words to them. They will create insane fantasies in their mind that the woman is interested in him, or she's playing hard to get, or she wants to play a cat and mouse game. He will create all types of stories and scenarios in his mind when he is driven by lust and driven by, a certain sexual spirit. Because that's really what it is. For the men in her building to just come up to her and ask her what her whereabouts are because they see on their Ring cameras that she comes home at a later than normal hour is insane to me, because why are you approaching me asking me this anyway? Just because we live close by each other, just because we're neighbors, does not mean I owe you an explanation as to where the fuck I was yesterday or last night. And this just reminds me of your Level Up Guru. She made a video about how just because we have proximity to each other doesn't mean I'm your peer, doesn't mean we're on the same level. And in this case, it doesn't mean that you can talk to me about my whereabouts. Like, how dare some of these men think just because I'm your neighbor, just because you're living next door or a few doors down from a gorgeous woman, that means that you have the right to tap into her personal life, be a monitoring spirit, surveillance where she's going, and harass her basically. That's insane to me. And to me, I think a lot of lustful men have this spirit of entitlement. They think that just because, again, they have access to you, somewhat of access to you because you live in the vicinity, that means that they can, start up conversations with you or surveillance you or watch you or come out of their door when they know that you're about to pass by their door because they've learned your routine. That is weird, sir. I hate to break it to you, but you are behaving like a predator. You're behaving like someone who is planning to do something harmful to this woman in the future. And that's what I sometimes be wanting to ask these men is like, what are you thinking when you do these things? Like, do you think that's going to make the woman more attracted to you? Do you think that's going to make her want to, like, open her legs for you? Like, what do you think that does? What do you think you studying someone's daily routine, what do you think that's going to get you? If anything, she is weirded out. If anything, she is nervous and scared that you're going to stalk her and that you're going to harass her and let your lust and your crazy, twisted sexual fantasies turn into action, where you're actually taking action and doing something harmful to her. And it just always blows my mind how men don't think about these things. They don't think about how their actions are being perceived and being taken. And so my biggest question, and what I want to open up the conversation to you all, is why do men feel like they deserve answers from women? Like, just because you see a beautiful woman, that doesn't mean that she wants to talk to you. That doesn't mean she has to talk to you. But because these men do weird things, like she said in her video, they'll leave, like, plants on her car, or flowers, a bouquet of flowers, or, they offer to help her with her stuff, bringing her stuff up the stairs in the middle of the night when she gets home. Who asked you? And why do you think that just because you offer these things or do these things for women, that means that they're just supposed to give you a chance? Again, sexual fantasies, sexual deviance that has turned into weird fantasies and weird obsessions that you are now trying to enact. It's actually freaking weird. It's actually weird. And I was gonna stay on the men today, but I'm gonna get on the women too, because there are women who are obsessed with you, who study your routine, who study your patterns, who watch really closely into your life and want to know everything that's going on in your life. They're just as bad. These women will disguise themselves as your friend or caring family member, but really they just want an inside scoop on your life and what you have going on, and they feel like they're entitled to your business. They feel entitled to knowing the types of men that you're dating, the types of men that are interested in you. They fixate on the car you drive, the type of attention that you get, the opportunities that you get, the doors that are open due to your pretty privilege or your thin privilege or your exotical privilege, whatever privileges you enjoy that get you opportunities. Monitoring spirit women tend to focus on that very heavily. They tend to focus on, like, what is getting you the life that you desire, what is giving you unfair advantages, and they'll fixate on that and become obsessed with you. And then they'll want to, watch your every move on social media, and they're gonna stalk you and ask you really intrusive questions that are none of their business, like the girl in the video was saying. These people come out of the woodwork just asking you questions like you owe them an answer, just because they have proximity to you, just because you go to the same school, you live in the same building, you work at the same place. I don't owe you motherfuckers anything. You know what I'm saying? And it's like people always want all these things from beautiful women because they feel like, you're this piece of art in a gallery that's just being oohed and awed at by people. And you shouldn't feel a way about people wanting to be inappropriately involved in your life or intrusive in your business, because that's what comes with it. No, I would beg to differ. I would say that people need to have some type of respect when it comes to beautiful women, because just because someone looks good doesn't mean that you deserve to know everything that's happening in their life, doesn't mean that they owe you a conversation, they owe you a hello back, they owe you a smile. Ooh, one of the things I used to hate when I lived in my hometown, if I was having a bad day or if I was just like not wanting to talk to anybody, but I knew that people were going to try to stop me in the street, I would always get that one guy, smile. Why aren't you smiling? You're too beautiful to be frowning. Smile, baby girl, smile. And it's like, why? Make me smile. You know what I'm saying? Like, make me. Why are you bothering me, sir? You don't know what day I'm going through. I could have just lost somebody in my family. I could have just got some bad news. Maybe I'm in pain. Maybe I'm on my period. You don't know what people are going through. So who are you to tell me, oh, smile, baby girl. You too beautiful to be frowning. Smile. Smile for who? You? Who are you? And why do you feel entitled to me smiling at you? That's the real question. Why have we normalized people coming up to beautiful women and saying these types of things? We need to start embarrassing people again. We need to start making people run for the hills. People need to be afraid of beautiful women again, because I think people are getting it messed up. They think that because, again, you are beautiful, that means that, you're sort of like this exhibit in a gallery. People are always going to be perceiving you and watching you and studying you. And so it's become this thing over time of like, well, just accept it, just charge it to the game that, when you're a bad bitch or when you're really that girl or when you're really beautiful, people are just going to want to be in your business. I would beg to differ. I would say absolutely not. I would say people need to mind theirs. People need to tread lightly, because you don't know what version you're going to get of me today. I could be having a really bad day. I could be going through something and I don't want to talk. And you're coming out of your home every time I pass your door to ask me where I was last night. Or what did I eat for dinner? Or what do I do for work since you see me on your Ring camera coming home late? It's none of your business. So I think us beautiful women, we need to start biting down more. We need to start being mean again, because I think people are getting a little too comfortable. And this video that this young lady posted really triggered me, because it reminded me of how people have constantly violated my boundaries and violated my privacy because they perceive me as some type of artwork that is not human and doesn't deserve to have a level of privacy and boundaries. So ladies, drop down in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on this video. I'd love to have a further conversation down below. I'll also be leaving my email in the description box so you can share your stories with me there as well. Have a lovely day, ladies.